Alrighty, boys, it is finally time. We've been talking about this for a long while, but the Thanos Gauntlet Infinity Stone team has finally been assembled. And I'd like to present that to you right now. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the new main team for the Zero to Hero account. This is what we are going to be working with going forward. I was talking about the 6-year EZAs kind of being the final pieces to the puzzle, and we have them now. The new look 9th anniversary, all the best units right here. Slap them together, make it work. This is going to be one of the best teams in the game for a decent bit, at the very least until the worldwide download celebration. So with that being said, I don't really need to break down these characters. We've kind of talked about it a lot, but the two feature units that I want to take a look at today are going to be Evolution Blue and Ultra Instinct Goku. And I thought that there would be no better way to show these new characters off and put them to the test. The new Thanos Infinity Stone Final Gauntlet, Final Boss, whatever you want to call it, team, than the Supreme Battle Spectacle or the Supreme Magnificent Battle fight against Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Gogeta. So we are going to do just that, as this is the new hardest fight on Global, as I think this is harder than Red Zone Kid Buu. And I think this will just be a really good test for our new characters here. Now, one thing I do need to mention when it comes to the characters themselves is Beast Gohan now has 3 level 10 links, and not only that, we have new exclusive skill orbs that came from the 9th anniversary battle. So now we finally have a little bit less dodge on him than we used to, and a little bit more additional. So this is going to be the build going forward, 26 additional, 5 crit, 5 dodge, or 6 dodge, excuse me, and I'm fine with that. Maybe I take off one of the dodge nodes and put that towards additional if I can, or add it to crit, but I'm not sure just yet. And then with Broly, we also have exclusive orbs as well. I believe we could put some on the Gammas too, so let me actually make sure we do that before we hop in, and then we can go. Okay, so now the Gammas are all set, and you can see we have a little bit of everything in this character. I think if there's one thing I would tweak, it would be the additional, but you can see we have all EX skill orbs, so we can change these and mix them and match them however we want. When it comes to Ultra Instinct Goku and his EZA, you guys can see the link levels are not done just yet, but we have a lot of additional and a lot of dodge, or not a lot of dodge, but we will add some more dodge to this character and a lot of defense, and the same will be said for Mr. Evolution Blue Vegeta. Still need to finish up his skill orbs, but all in all, this team is in a phenomenal spot, and let's go ahead and get into the new hardest fight on Global. Now, as this fight is going on, I'll kind of explain what makes it so tricky, but keep in mind that the 2 Rainbow Beasts are going to be quite effective in this specific fight right here. Now, why is this fight so tough? I'm glad you asked, or maybe you didn't ask, but what makes this fight so tricky is the fact that we have AoEs, an AoE in the final phase specifically, because if there's one thing that we can say that the Beast Gohan character is not immune to, it is AoEs. And it's not because Beast Gohan himself is in trouble, it's because Beast Gohan cannot protect the team in the usual sense that he can, right? Where an AoE still is going to be hitting everybody and they are not redirected to Beast Gohan. If that was the case, then his gap on the rest of the game would be even wider, right? But in this case, that is not going to be it. We still have a lot of room to work with this character, and it's going to be fine for most of the fight. But when we get to those AoEs, he is not going to be able to mask the shortcomings of some of these characters on the team as well as he would usually be able to. So just keep that in mind. That is why this fight is so tricky, because Beast Gohan and Gogeta Blue cannot just come in here and make it easy mode for you. You actually kind of have to work around some of these things a little bit, and it can get a little bit tricky from time to time. So please keep that in mind, that these things can happen, and oftentimes they will happen. So not the end of the world, but definitely not easy also. So we shall see. Let's go ahead and see how this one plays out, though. You guys can see we got a bunch of hits in for Beast Gohan right there. The Gammas are going to start working. They got their orbs. We have to make sure that we get their orbs for sure moving forward, and that's going to be a critical aspect of how we get this done. And we also need to make sure that they do their 3 attacks. So having some of that additional in the hidden potential system is nice, because we aren't going to be as reliant on the orbs, and they do not need to be supers. They just need to be 3 attacks. So Now the Gammas are exactly where they need to be. They are not going to sell us on this specific run, and if they crit, it's just going to be extra damage there to help us out. So 4 attacks right there, a bunch of crits, and you can see we leave them at 1 HP basically. And so let's go ahead and see how much this super does to the Gammas. Now, this potentially could be a scenario where we actually get caught, but it's not from our own wrongdoing. I think this was a safe play. So there we go. The Gammas had their attack lowered, but they are okay. And honestly, this isn't the end of the world, because this is going to give us an opportunity to get free hits in for Beast, and that is going to help us build him up even quicker. And now we also have Evolution Blue, who unfortunately is going to have his guarantee or his guard turn wasted in this case, but there's nothing we can do there, just the way that the turn kind of played out. So here we go. I'm going to be doing this with no items just to show how crazy this team is now and how effortless we're going to be moving through the game at this point. But you guys will see that in this run. So now here's what I want to do. I don't want to waste this taunt yet. We just have no reason to. This portion of the fight is not going to be that difficult. And with UI Goku, we also have guaranteed dodging. So with Gogeta Blue, we are going to be able to stack up our defense a little bit on that end slot, and it's only going to be 1 attack for them there. So this is going to help build up Beast a decent bit. Get this in. This is literally doing no damage to Beast Gohan. Type advantage, intro buff still active. There's just no way this is going to do any damage to our boy here. There we go. He sealed him. That's okay. It is a little unfortunate, but we still are getting the key support and stuff like that. We're just losing out on a couple of attack stacks, but to make up for that, we are taking these hits. So that's going to help us build up as well. And then 14.9 million right there for Ultra Instinct Goku. Not the best attacks that I've seen from him, but certainly not the worst. Definitely better than where he was pre-EZA, where that's a number like that wasn't even feasible for a character like this. So I can't wait to show y'all just how easy this or how crazy this team is in terms of like what it's going to be doing to the game moving forward. So I believe we have 2 or 3 more phases after this. It's been a while since I've actually played this fight. Just because like on JP, I kind of just like farm up everything I need to do, get my stones, do my summons, get shafted, and then move on with my day. But I have enough experience to know that this is one of those fights where even if you play it right, you can still get unlucky and get caught. So I do know that that's going to be a factor. But here we go. Hopefully Gogeta Blue or Super Saiyan Gogeta gets in another super attack here, which he will be. That's perfect. 5.1 million, not terrible. And Goku and Vegeta already supered, so that is going to help us. So I believe moving forward, we have a fight against, or a phase against the base form of Gogeta, and then we also have another phase versus the what is the word? We have one versus Super Saiyan Gogeta, and then we also have another phase versus Blue Gogeta at the end. And I know that the Super Saiyan Gogeta portion of this fight can double super. So that could be a little bit tricky. We don't need to worry about the orbs on the Gammas in this case because they are not going to be taking any hits on this turn because Beast Gohan is about to mop up and we're going to be fine. So 16 million with that support. Very, very nice. Will end up going a long way. So there we go. 14 million. Not bad. Now, how can we play out this turn to work in our advantage with STR Gogeta around? What do I want to do? We don't want to waste UI Goku's active skill. I think what I want to do is just play the turn like this. Just keep it the way we've normally been doing it and everything will work out for us. So we're going to be able to get 24 key across the board after Beast takes a hit because he's going to be giving key support to the rest of the rotation. So there we go. Now the whole rotation's at 24 key and Gogeta is not going to be able to do any damage to us on this specific turn. You can go ahead and super Beast all you want, my friend. That is not going to be the key to victory here. So there you go. Now have at it. 10 damage. Very nice. Very nice. That's exactly what we were looking for. So perfect. Now we should be good to go here. This is probably going to be some decent damage, right? Yeah, 11 million. If we had like the Gamma support there, that one would have probably went pretty crazy. And then keep in mind, we are also going to have the Gamma standby coming up very soon as well, because the next time we see them, it's going to be on this specific rotation with UI Goku around, with Beast Gohan around, and everything is going to work out fine because hopefully on the next turn, we can actually end up winning this fight or winning in this phase. That way we can move on to the tech phase where that's going to do potentially even more damage to our boy Gogeta here. So there we go. Beast is building up. We're almost to that 20 million range with him, especially when we have that Gamma support around. He is going to look much, much more impressive, and we're going to put up some pretty monstrous attack stats. But UI Goku is also going to be doing the same thing here. 14 million, 10 million. We can potentially even get that higher. This character is not all the way done with the link levels yet, so we probably have 1 million that we're leaving on the table just on links alone. And obviously, I will try and change that in the future. So now I believe we can attack lower this Gogeta, which can be helpful, but in this specific instance, it's not going to be as helpful. Because we have AoEs coming up, No, we're just gonna play it out like this, and then we'll use the taunts in the last phase. And I think that's just going to be the safest way to play this, right? Because Beast Gohan will be fine here. Evolution Blue Vegeta will be fine here. It's more of Gogeta that I'm worried about because unfortunately that is a dodge or die character, but I don't believe it's going to be too much of an issue. But we shall see. Beast Gohan did take a little bit of damage from that super, as you guys can see, but nothing to the point where the run was in jeopardy or anything like that. So not bad. Here we go. Crits right here. Again, this is going to become much, much easier here in a moment when we get the Gammas and their standby in. It is going to do a lot of damage, but I need to make sure that we float off the Gammas because I want to have UI Goku for the last phase, as I believe it is STR. So we don't want to potentially throw the Gammas to the wolves, right? Where UI Goku can just look a lot better. And one of the downsides of Evolution Blue Vegeta right now, as you guys can see, is he hasn't had a lot of time to build up. He is easy aid, but he just is not where he needs to be right now, just because he has not done many attacks. His links aren't set up exactly where we need them to be, but it is okay. They are easy aid, and they will start doing some real damage when they get the chance to. So damage reduction there, very nice. Now it's going to come down to Gogeta getting the dodge or die proc here. So if he does get caught, he does get caught, but we could always just run it back on the next run. And I wouldn't make you guys wait. Obviously, we would just go back to this phase, but I'm hoping here that we'll be all right. I'm thinking we're going to be okay. I'm pretty confident in this group. Gogeta, surely you're not going to let me down here, right? You're going to dodge all these because there's a good chance that Gogeta supers right here. So Gogeta Blue is going to need to dodge this for us. Otherwise, we might be in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm hoping that he does come through for us right here because there is a good chance that he does. I am a bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. Yep, there it is. He dodged it. Okay, we're good. Normals, even if they do 200K, we're not going to lose. Perfect. Look at Gogeta go, man. Awesome. Now, what did I mention earlier? We had the standby, but here's what I want to do. I want to keep them in slot 3. We'll do this. No, it doesn't make a difference. Okay. So go ahead. Let's see. How much damage does this do? This probably just wipes them out, right? 15 million. It almost kills. So this actually isn't the end of the world because this is going to give us another chance to let Beast get a stack in, which I'm fine with. Let's grab as many as we can for these. Try and get close to the Dokkan attack going into the next turn. And now we kind of have a lot of things working in our favor. The most the thing that's working against us the most right now, I would say, is probably the fact that we have Broly on the AoE turn. But even then, I think we'll be okay because I'm just going to take the supers off of him. And that is going to be helpful, right? Because Beast Gohan's had plenty of time to build up, and the AoE, as you guys can see, is in slot 2, or is after Beast attacks, so that's fine. What I want to do is grab this to get the free damage in. I want to grab this to do the taunt, so now any attack that comes my way will be fine. You are at, let's, I didn't mean to grab that low-key. 900,000 defense. I think if we do this, we'll be fine, even if he supers. This is a little bit of a risky play, but I think with the type advantage, this will be worth it in the long run. So let's try this. If this doesn't work, so be it, but I think this is going to work. So we're going to grab those. And last but not least, we'll grab those with Broly. And now we should be in business, right? So we're going to build up Beast's attack right here, which is going to be fine. We're going to get some more in. So now he's up to 20 million. Very, very nice. And now it's just going to come down to how much does the AoE do. But now any attack that is thrown Beast's way, he's going to be able to tank pretty well. And then Broly's also going to be able to do some extra damage on the end, as superclass allies are going to be, or superclass enemies are going to be debuffed defensively a little bit. I believe it just increases the overall damage that they take. So especially when Broly starts doing those supers at the end, Evolution Blue Vegeta gets in those guaranteed crits, we are going to be looking very fine and dandy. Okay, if Evolution Blue Vegeta wants to dodge, I'm fine with that. Broly has his guard, his type advantage. Everything is working just fine, and you guys can see just how crazy powerful this team is, right? Like what can't we do right now? What is the boss to do in these situations where we're throwing 15 million at him, we're throwing 20 million, we're throwing 10 million at him just over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, just when he thinks he has us beat, we hit him with a taunt, or we hit him with a domain that's increasing the damage he takes, or redirecting all of his attacks to a unit on our team that can't take damage, right? It adds up very quickly, and it becomes pretty crazy. So now I believe Broly will probably be able to take care of business here at 13 million. That isn't his best attack stat, but it definitely will work with type advantage. That's going to help with the multipliers and stuff like that. And if we do end up getting crits, which is heavily emphasized on this character, we should be good to go. And honestly, I think we're good to go regardless. So there you guys have it. This is the power of the new Zero to Hero team. quite literally took this this account from having first form Frieza and a bunch of free-to-play Team Bardock and Ginyu Force units to the best team in the game. And we did all of that by grinding and doing what this series has told us to do. So you could say we're a hero, but in my opinion, Dokkan is way more than just having the best team. So this series is far from over. We still have so much to do. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, us taking down the new hardest fight in the game with the Thanos team. I look forward to seeing your guys' reactions to this God Squad in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like before you go from the premiere. Let's aim for 200 likes on this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.